I'm 51 to start.
Yeah, me too.
Say hi in Observer Chat, everyone.
Looks like Nelson's on Warrior for OG. That's surprising. He left VR just to do that.
Interesting seeing as how
Initial
Nelson
build
usually plays well.
analysis would be that obviously Barcode thinks that Hexes is the best choice on this map. That's an interesting choice.
That is kind of interesting.
Here, guys, a bunch of people missed the instructions for getting into the observer mode. If we want to resync everyone, or
They can enter into this observer mode. Just
Yes.
everyone, all you have to do is go to an international district of anywhere, like Great Temple or anywhere, and then enter the match, Guild Reprise versus Battles Detective Agency.
It's under special events if you can't find it.
It looks like OG is running a 28-minute build, is like what we want to call it.
Both teams sending only flaggers to the health shrine. For those who don't know, that bottom health shrine, when you cap it, you get an extra 120% health, and it takes time to capture
Not
based on how
120%,
many.
120.
Or, I mean, 120 points. Extra 120% health would be quite insane.
Against a spike build is quite important. Well, it looks like Guild Reprise has a V-Surge and a Water Ellie, along with their standard Necro midline.
It's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I'm concerned by the fact that they're going to be fighting these hexes, AV8.
Yeah, I thought they were definitely expecting a triple melee build, it looks like.
Yeah, probably.
And they do have a warrior capping the health shrine, so they'll be given an extra buffer lately.
Yeah.
Trojan appears to be running a non-standard B-Surge bar. Does not have strip enchantment.
My guess is it probably has Pure Wisli Ming. I haven't gotten a chance to see
Doesn't
it.
synergize very well with him holding a flag right now, though.
They're trying to strip Trojan on recharge to try and mitigate his V-Surge effectiveness.
Is the Water Ellie MOI or Ether Prism?
I believe he's MOI. But
He
he has
better
his attunements up right now.
Necro from
Yeah.
OG split off. They have a warrior and a Necro against a flagger, which if the flagger gets caught, that's a losing battle for the flagger. So you can see Barcode's runner hates moving back to the boat right away. For those who don't know, the boat is the area where all your NPCs that protect your guild lord is. Called the boat because on the early prophecies maps like Warriors, it is actually a boat.
For the away team.
Yes, it's a fortress for the other team, but that's not as flashy as boat.
No, the boat. It appears
So-
that OG is giving ground heavily on the main team because they've already lost Footman and they seem to be taking a lot of pressure versus this Hex build.
It's basically what OG's trying to do right here is they know that they aren't going to win in a straight up fight with these hexes, so they're just going to try to fall back into their NPCs, play a little defensively, get the NPCs for protection, and then split people into the other team's base.
The
Looks
problem
like
to
they
the
have-
strategy, though, is that when you split against hexes, you need to pull damage back, or else it's just fewer people and they can stomp your monks easier. And as you can
Right.
see, Barcode's choosing not to send damage back.
One night down in Barcode's base. The two-man split killed through the one healer's
It
boon
looks like they're
defending.
sending a Necro back now to deal with that split.
And that'll stop it cold. That Necro will be able to kill both of them if they don't leave, so you see them smartly backing up now.
Yes, that is definitely helpful that they pulled that Necro away from the stand.
Interesting aspect is they have just capped the flag. They definitely could have gotten or at least put pressure to get an early boost if they hadn't hit.
The problem is, even though they got a knight, Barcode don't really mind giving up that knight because they have OG pushed all the way into their boat,
Their base,
and if
yeah.
OG wants to cap a flag, they have to run, they have to cover all this ground between their base and the flag stand to get that flag in, and along the way their monks are going to be exposed, so they'll take a lot of pressure. And as you can see, the OG knights are already fighting, and they'll be taking hex damage and extra degeneration, which is going to be a huge strain on the monks.
It looks like Ego is going for that knight right now. Ego is Miranda Van Demmel of Basil's Detective Agency.
And looking at the split, it looks like they have a Necro in the boat taking NPCs, and Hates is way out of position.
Oh wow, this is pretty huge.
This is
here.
huge.
Just as both knights down for...
He's
and
nowhere
they
near
just
either.
faced a sin, so Ralph needs to be careful. I think that Ralph's going to take a death after time for this.
I think he's gonna be okay. The Necro is really resilient to one sin like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He's escaped successfully. However, they are still super ahead on flags, and they're almost guaranteed a boost. Look how much damage OG is taking as they try and get this flag in.
Yeah. In that choke point, they're really vulnerable to all sorts of AoE hexes like Suffering and VOR.
Their monks are just eating damage right now. Even if they get the flag in, they are still going to take more pressure as they have to fall back.
They just overcapped immediately.
I would say that I really feel like OG should split off more than just a Necro or just a Necro and a Warrior, but the fact that they have two defensive allies rather than like a Fire Ally or something kind of limits them in that.
In response to your earlier point, yeah, it is Pure was blaming on the research.
I guess they must have been really preparing for 3 Warrior if they have a B-Surge with Pyrrhus Leeming.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see they're already falling back again, and even though they prevented Barcode from taking the first boost.
They'll definitely get this second boost. It would be interesting to see if they tried to run the flag out the bottom. They still have a little bit of separation.
And for those who don't know, the bottom refers to the back door. If you press U, you can see it down running parallel with the health shrine.
Looks like Ralph is just stalemating at the back door at the moment, killing the side archers over there.
Not much degen on the OG team, but their monks are taking a ton of damage here through visions and backfire.
I really think OG should be splitting more right now.
Especially with both knights down, they can afford to dive on the flagger without taking that much damage.
They need to create a lot bigger of a threat inside of Barcode's
Looks like
base
they're
right
getting
now.
a flag out here on Nelson.
I'm questioning how they snuck that out.
Well,
But
he
he's
runs
turning
into the
around. He
yacht
doesn't
necro.
wanna, yeah. Guy's running with him to prevent him from getting crippled. Because Ya is a skill that only affects you if you're not adjacent to a fellow teammate. So Guy helped him get that in, but looks like
Arclay
They're
choosing
gonna
to
be taking
Ya
death
Sad
probably.
Snowman instead of Dragon Lord Nelson to save his life instead of get the boost. Interesting decision.
Questionable decision.
well,
I think it was a good one.
Yeah.
Saving his life is more important.
Barcode hasn't taken many deaths as of yet, so that boost is and that knight's getting low for OGL. They saved it.
I'm really impressed that OG keeps getting these flags through without taking that much damage.
Yeah,
I kind of question the
Ralph and
assassin's
Nelson
target
are
selection.
currently working on hates and the footmen.
For example, assassin number 1 on Barcode has hidden caltrops, which is both a hex snare, and when the hex snare wears off, it becomes a cripple. And they can really use that to stop these flags.
Yep, that's one knight down. That's a good point, Dark. That's one knight down in OG's base, as well as heavy pressure they're taking here.
Enigma's getting free heal parties though, which
Yeah, it looks like
that heal
Hates
party
is
really
about-
counters the degen.
Hates is in a lot of trouble over here.
He's fine, he's got Arclay with him, that warrior's gonna be weakened the whole time.
You know, I just realized that OG has had the health shrine this whole time also.
Yeah,
One coming down for Barcode.
but they're not making any play to recapture the health track.
In fact, OG's gonna be boosting here, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Barcode is just now choosing to run a flag. In fact, they're just skipping it altogether, knowing that it's a foregone conclusion. So, really impressive play by OG, mitigating the hex damage to their team, not taking many monk deaths.
And Sin has been spiked
That was a
out
good
on-
spike on their sin. It's really overextended there.
Yeah. That boost
And-
is definitely helpful. Not only
I think
does
this
it
boost is
increase their
gonna be huge.
maximum energy and health, it also recharges all their skills, which may have been either stripped or shut down via Humsig or any other form of skill disablement that Barcode may have.
The assassin is rezzed, but he's still really up. And choosing to keep pushing against a B-Surge instead of falling back. Notice he's now snared way up again. It'll be interesting to see if they try and make a play on him.
OG's
And-
actually in a really good position right now, considering they boosted. They have the
And
health
they're
shrine.
gonna kill Wong Tai Li the Barcode Wool Monk, stopped flaming, fell back to bring the flag in, leaving Wong Tai Li exposed and alone up front against 2 warriors and a necromancer, in addition to elementalist damage.
One interesting point is OG has pretty much been they're forced to run the flag on alternative characters as opposed to their Heal Party Monk, because the Heal Party Monk is definitely one of the most important characters in mitigating the Hex damage because of the sheer power it provides in party healing.
And interesting to see that OG is choosing to split off now instead of pressing their advantage at the flag stand, which it may look like they're passing up the opportunity for kills running away after getting more kills, but in reality they're splitting off before the Hex damage and degen piles up and overwhelms them, so that's a really good choice.
It looks like OG is just setting them up to take this game to 28. They're definitely at a huge advantage in the tiebreaker scenario right now.
And flag coming in late for for Barcode, actually being held at stand.
Yeah, they're trying to hold the flag and not cap just yet, because...
See how much pressure they can accumulate.
Right, they want to keep everyone there, and obviously a character holding a flag is a really...
It would be interesting to see if they went for a spike on that character and try to return the flag. Oh, they're trying
It's too late now, he's capping.
Said Snowman just tried to KD the flag, so like to stop him from capping at the last minute to try and get the boost, but it didn't work.
Split going on the back of Barcode's base.
It's being corralled by the Necro and the Flagger. So just standard play, trying to keep that Necro off the main team.
I still really wish that OG would split with 3 characters rather than 2. They can put such a bigger threat in the base if they did that.
Has anyone noticed whether, Arclight has Ya, not Spoil Victor, as the standard Hex build would have. So,
and it's really helpful in keeping these guys out of the base.
Map especially, it's quite helpful.
They definitely took Ya over Spoil Victor specifically for this map. Otherwise,
and especially for these opponents, OG are known to run around quite a bit.
And Arclight are doing some 1v1 Necro action. Ralph has full away, hopefully.
I have to say I'm really impressed by OG. They're just now kind of starting to take pressure, and this may be crucial. Enigma, the flagger, is running in a flag for OG instead of a damage character. So he's not free to cast Heal Party right now, which is a huge, huge problem. They might take way too much pressure here without that extra monk.
It looks like they got that flag in, but Enigma's still not in a very good position to be using.
It looks like they're choosing to train him out the whole way, so he'll never be free to cast the Heal Party.
As you say that, Ego gets off of him.
But Enigma does have a flagger bar without the men touch, it looks like, because he has Words of Comfort and Cure Hex.
Bit of a missed window here to put more pressure on them when the flagger was in like that.
It looks like they're double running now.
You see OG doing little things, like they just Galed a Signet of Humility since they don't have any real interrupts. Things like that are going to keep pressure off the monks in a huge situation like that. Good play by OG.
OG is definitely doing a really good job on staying ahead on flags too. They know that if they're putting pressure on forcing a morale boost like that, that Barcode's going to need to respond to that with damage running flag. Especially since they're splitting into the base also. There's just so many things that Barcode needs to do that they can't afford to keep all their damage characters on OG at all times, which is really helpful for OG because Barcode has definitely the more offensive build. And
as before, it looks like Sad Snowman has switched positions with Nelson, and now him and Ralph are in the back of Barcode's base, but they're pulling out here for a collapse possibly as they've gotten some separation.
I do have to say though, even though OG's playing well, and they're running a 28-minute build, they are going to be in a worse position for 28 minutes because they're going to have a hard time pushing the enemy boat to get lore damage against hexes and simultaneously holding up in their base against the hexes on the other side. And
the hex build's capacity for lore damage is not as high as OG's build though.
That's true, but it doesn't matter if you're dead.